Don't just sit down there and take everything that's being thrown at you if it's not edifying you, it's not building you, it's not constructive criticism, it's not anything that's going to help build you or strengthen you in any shape or form. Evaluate it, because at the end of the day, you're still going to be the one suffering if you don't. What's good, everybody? It's your girl Amanda Speaks, and I'm coming back to you with another video. What's good, Mandy Squad? So first of all, if you're new to my channel, you haven't heard about Amanda Speaks, you haven't heard about Mandy Squad, I don't know where you've been at, I don't know what's going on, but we're so happy that you made it to this channel, you made it here today. And if you want to be a part of this amazing family, all you gotta do is hit that subscribe button right there, hit the bell button beside it so you won't miss any further videos. And without further ado, let's hop into this video. Talking about the wrong unveiling, and yes, that sounds so ambiguous, but basically what it really is just giving access, giving permission, giving your vulnerability to the wrong persons. And no, I'm not just talking about relationship, no, I'm not just talking about friendships. We're gonna dive a little deeper into it, but basically that's the essence of it. So I'm gonna give you 4 points to note if you're unveiling yourself to the wrong person. Let's go. So let me start out by saying that not everybody needs to see nor experience your vulnerability. Not everybody needs to see your deepest, darkest secrets. Not everybody needs to experience or to know about all of your hurt, all your pain, or even all of your happiness, really and truly. Not everybody needs to see the real you, the inner you. Some persons just need to see that little presentation. By presentation, I mean like persons who we call associates. Some persons need to stay in the associate boat, in the peer boat, not persons. They don't need to experience what your friends or your best friends experience, because they're not your friends, they're not your best friends. So they don't need to experience everything. They don't need to experience all sides to you. That's what I'm really trying to say. And so the first point is, they won't take care of your scars because it's not as important to them as it is to you. And this can be hurtful sometimes, because a lot of times we step into situations expecting the energy that we have to be reciprocated, and that's not always how it works. It would be nice to receive the same energy, but that's not how it always works. And it can sometimes sound like, in any situation, it can be friend, relationship, family, it doesn't matter. It can sometimes sound like, that's what you're complaining about? That's it? Really? That's what you called me for? That's what's bugging you so much? Really? Or it could be, but there's worse people out there than you. You should be grateful. You shouldn't be complaining about this, that, and the third. Now that's different from telling somebody, let's look at the brighter side. It's different from telling somebody, you know, this is a situation, I get it, and I can try to understand it, but let's think more positive. Let's look at what you do have. Let's look at what you have attained. Let's look at where you actually want to go. Let's look at what you have achieved thus far. Let's look at how it has grown you. It's different from completely dismissing the person's emotions and telling them to basically suck it up because they're not the worst person in the world. That's different. Those are two different things. One is actually trying to be supportive and trying to acknowledge your feelings, but also trying to get you out of that rut, because they know if you sink any further, it's gonna get ugly. Versus the other person who just dismissing your feelings and be like, and sometimes that can be hateful persons, that can be jealous persons, those can be persons who just genuinely don't care about you, but they've been under that friend title, they've been under that, whatever you want to call it, friend, best friend, family ties, because some families can be toxic, let's not play around, but they're under a certain title, so you're trying not to overthink it, because you would expect that they wouldn't do that to you, or they wouldn't say that to you, or they wouldn't have that in the back of their mind. You need to think again. And it also can look like them getting angry and annoyed by you sharing something personal. Like you're ready to really open up to them and tell them what's going on. And they be like, they get really angry, they get annoyed, like, why you tell me all of that, like, in that serious, you don't need to think about it like that, like, get over it. Like, these people will legit demonstrate their annoyance to you actually trying to be vulnerable, to create a deeper intimacy with them and a deeper relationship. They'll be full of annoyed. And there are different layers to this, in the sense where the person can just not be emotionally intelligent and know how to handle the situation. The person can be jealous of you and really a hater in disguise. The person can have gone through their own thing and they can't take on any more burden. They can be a narcissist. There's like a lot of things, but at the same time, it's still the wrong person to unveil yourself to. And I'm going to get into what unveiling really is and what it represents and stuff. And that's why majority of the time when you encounter these people, and this is just the first point, majority of the time when you encounter these people, they don't want you. They don't want to know you. They want something from you. You have something that can facilitate them and they want it. If you bring them happiness, they want the happiness. They don't necessarily want you and the whole package that you bring. And yes, you come with a package. You got your uglies, you're pretty, you're beautiful, you're sad. You got the whole package. But they don't want the package. They just want what you can give to them and then they're gone. So they'll drain you. That's why for some persons, when they hang around certain persons, when they reach back at them, yeah, they're tired. And I'm not talking about like introverts. Because introverts, really and truly, I don't think people understand that introverts literally have a social battery. Where when that run out, they just want to go home. Like them tired now. They want to be by themselves. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about literally drained. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, you're drained. Like you're tired after hanging out with them. You need to check that. Because if you don't get anything from that friendship, if it's not edifying you, but you're always the one edifying them, maybe you need to demote some people. Maybe you need to switch up the group you're hanging around a lot. Maybe you need to stop talking to a person about certain things or persons about certain things. Maybe you just need to reevaluate that situation. Because at the end of the day, if you're the only one giving something and you're not being edified, that's not a friendship. A friendship is two persons. A friendship is more than one person edifying each other. Makes sense? It's not just me giving. I'm going to die. I'm going to drain. I'm going to just die out. There's going to be nothing left in me. And once you realize that, you're going to just leave me. And then I'm over here just like, what just happened? Alrighty, next point. So what does it mean to unveil yourself? So I'm going to put up something, you're probably going to see the definition. But what does it mean to unveil yourself? To unveil means to uncover, to expose, to remove a veil. And a veil is used to cover the face. If we're talking like literal like wedding, so that's used to cover the face of the bride and stuff. In the dictionary, the noun, it says that it's a thing that serves to cover, conceal, or disguise. And the truth is, a lot of us hide behind our veils. A lot of us cover up who we really are. We're hiding behind that veil because it's also used for protection for us. It's like when I was talking about one of my videos with the unguarded heart, or what are your walls doing. I'll leave them in the description if you want to go watch it and stuff. We use the veil to cover and to protect ourselves because we don't want anyone seeing the true us. We don't want anyone experiencing us in our entirety. We don't want everybody to know who we really are and get to know the deepest parts of us, because the truth is, a lot of people that we know experience parts of us, but only very few experience all of us. And I hope that makes sense. Because you'll have, just as how you have categories, you have your best friends, your close friends, your acquaintances, your peers, your colleagues, stuff like that. The bottom half, or at least like from friends go down, experience parts of you. Your best friends, covenant friends, close friends experience all of you. They see the ugly, they see the sad, they see the purpose in you, they see the laughter, they see the joy. Other persons, they just get a piece of you. They don't get you, really and truly. And also in the Bible, the veil was used as a symbolism like for direct access between us and God. So Jesus tore the veil so that we can have direct access to God. We don't have to go to a priest, we don't have to do this and that and the third, but we have direct access to God to speak to him and so. So I want to say to you guys that really and truly, in the same way, when you unveil yourself, you're giving someone literal access, permission to experience and to see who you are in your entirety. You're giving yourself to this person. And whether them did ask for it or not, you have given them that access, and now they act how they want. They won't act accordingly, maybe on what you want them to do with it, but they'll act at the level that they were ready to experience you. And some of these people weren't to experience you, so they don't know how to act. Makes sense? They didn't bulldoze their way into your heart, into your mind, because the truth is, when we unveil ourselves, we're giving them access to our mind, our hearts, our emotions, our triggers, our past, our goals. We're giving them access to everything. When I'm talking about unveiling, I'm talking about your vulnerability. And not everybody likes to get vulnerable. Not everybody likes to cry before a person, to tell them how they're really feeling. Not everybody likes that. And you have to appreciate that and understand it at the same time. But when we unveil ourselves to somebody, we are giving them access to who we really are. We're giving them access to the full package. And we have to be careful, because again, not everybody is to experience us. Not everybody is to experience our vulnerability. And I'm not talking about seasonal people. Let's just get that straight. So the third point is, I'm not talking about seasonal persons. You can have seasonal persons that edify you and that make you better, and that they needed to experience you in order for you to grow and for them to grow as well. I'm not talking about seasonal people. I'm talking about those persons who them literally show the red flag, them show you the toxic behavior, and you're just like, no, I'm okay and I can do this. No, these people bring no growth to you. They bring nothing, and you bring nothing to their life, because when you leave, they still don't change. When you leave, nothing is different. They were the wrong person that you unveiled yourself to. And a lot of times we need to stop ignoring the red flags and actually address the situation. If you realize that somebody responds to something deep that you've told them, and all they did was either brush it off, say something negative about it, or be like, really? That's it? Please note that. Please note it mentally and stop. It's either they're not ready for it, they're not supposed to hear it. One out of the two, them not ready for it, or they're not supposed to hear it. It's one out of the two. We need to stop ignoring the signs that we're getting, because people really show you who they really are eventually. In the beginning, I don't expect you to just be vulnerable with everybody. But I mean, after a while, you really get to know who that person really is. And if they're a chameleon, that's worse. If you experience them one way, when they go there's somebody else, and they go somewhere else and there's somebody else, you don't need that energy in your life, because you don't know which one you're really getting. If you're getting their true self, or you're getting a facade. You're getting one personality. You have to know which one is better for you. Now the truth is, when you unveil yourself to somebody, they're not just supposed to see and experience it, but they're also supposed to cover it. They need to cover it. They're supposed to be protecting you while you try to still protect yourself. But what happens is when you unveil yourself to the wrong person, what they were supposed to cover is now left exposed. Which means that anything, and everything will be attacked. They're supposed to cover you. They're supposed to cover what you have now revealed to them and protect it. So if you told them something deep that was hurting you, or as a trigger, if you haven't watched my video on trigger happy people, or pull the trigger, which I'll leave it in the description, you can watch it. But especially when it comes to triggers and you actually express that to them, they're supposed to cover it. Cover you, cover your emotions, protect your emotions, and not cause deeper harm to what you've already said. nor allow other persons to cause deeper harm. Even if somebody says something to you indirectly and it hurts, there's supposed to be a safe space for you regardless, because you know that whatever you share is covered. But if it's the wrong person, it's not going to be covered, it's going to be exposed, and you're going to end up even more hurt than you actually were before. So if you also haven't watched my video on the unguarded heart, I really think you should. I think it will help you out and bring some more clarity as well to just maybe what you're doing with your heart and what your walls may be doing as well. And the last thing I want to say to you is, it's not the amount of time that somebody has been in your life, or it's not the history that you guys have had together that really matters. It's what they bring to your life. It's not the amount of time you've spent with this person. Not because I know you from kindergarten, not because I know you from basic school, not because I met you at the most broken time in my life and you helped me up, means that we're still supposed to be close friends, best friends, friends at all. People grow apart, and again, you have seasonal persons. It is not how long a person has been in your life that really matters. It's what they bring to your life. And you have to analyze and look into those things, especially if you're talking about like lifelong friendships. You have to look into that. And even honestly, even if it is your family, really and truly, you have to decide what is good for you and what's not good for you. If you have some toxic people in your family, you have persons who constantly pull on your triggers, who no matter how much time you say to them, this hurts, every time you say this hurts, every time you do this, it made me feel a way, and they don't do anything about it. They don't try to change it. You need to look into yourself and evaluate that relationship. Do you want it to get any deeper? Do you want to get closer to this person? Do you want to cut off this person? Do you want to just back away? Do you want to allow yourself to just grow apart and make it doing this? So you have to evaluate your relationships, and you have to evaluate the persons in your life. Don't just sit down there and take everything that's being thrown at you if it's not edifying you, it's not building you, it's not constructive criticism, it's not anything that's going to help build you or strengthen you in any shape or form. Evaluate it, because at the end of the day, you're still going to be the one suffering if you don't. So guys, this is all I had to bring to you today. I hope you learned something. I hope it encouraged you. I hope it caused you to think about maybe your relationships in your life. Think about how you are as a friend in general as well. And if you do some of these things, you know, how can you get better at it? But we'll get better at becoming a better person. But yeah, guys. So this is all I had to bring to you today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for staying with me so long. Again, we're having a new series coming up. Ensure to look out for it. If you're not following me on my Instagram, please follow me on my Instagram, because I do interact with you guys much more there. So that's it. I'll leave the videos that I mentioned in the video in the description below, so you can go and watch that if you want. And all my contact information is also in the description. So if you ever want to reach out to me, you know, you got options. Yeah, you got options. So until next time, peace.